Now, when I first met Nelly, he was a Stella-loving, happy-go-lucky, cheeky chatty who seemed to live like a king the first weekend after payday and a pauper for the rest. He used to survive on pate sandwiches and a can of Stella a night, which is ironic now, seeing that he has eaten in some of the best restaurants in the world and loves his fine dining. It didn't take long to realise that these two were made for each other, and Amy has done what most thought was only a myth and managed to tame Nelly. He was making sensible decisions all of a sudden, and pate was just a poor man's starter. Now, I'm sure you will all agree the build-up to this wedding has not been an easy ride for anyone. I mean, Amy has been stressed that Big Bad Boris would ruin the show, and Nelly has been stressing about who the next Tottenham manager is. But here we are in the end, and standing up here after being asked to be a best man is such a proud moment for me. I look at Nelly as the brother I've never had, a true friend, and the only person I've never had a row with. I speak to him every day on the phone, and it really is a privilege to be here, and one I will never forget. Love you.
First of all, of course, I'd like to welcome you all here. I know Nelly and Amy care very deeply about their family and friends, and the mere fact that you lot all made it down here reciprocates that, I think, as well. With all children, you have your ups and downs, okay? And I can honestly say that Amy as a teenager, as probably many of you remember, was a pain in the butt on occasion. As typical parents, many of you will experience in the future that wonderful time when you're lying in bed and you've told your daughter to be in at 12 o'clock and you've been thinking, God, what's happened to her? God, what's happened to her? And then just at 1 second to 12, not before, the door opens and in she comes. She loves her social life, she loves getting out and enjoying herself, and almost resents actually having to do any work like GCSEs or A-level, but somewhere along the line she actually manages to pass them. And it's been a kind of curiosity to me. So you have the contrast, you have the hard-working person on the one hand and the chaotic social life person on the other. A new male appeared on the scene. You know, we didn't actually meet him. We didn't actually meet him to start with, but we got hints that there was a male about somewhere. And eventually he comes round, and I see this long, thin, tattoo flower. Oh my God, not another one. Now, I should explain that all my son-in-laws, when I first saw them, were odd. There's no doubt about it. But once you get used to them and you train them a bit and you know, talk to them a bit, you find actually they're really good blokes. And I will say that now. So we now have a new son-in-law, a junior son. And may I say that he, like the others, has grown on me. He has a marvellous sense of humour, as you're all fairly well aware. And he also has this ability to tell us good stories. And he, I don't know where he got it from, but over the years it has developed, and he's had our family absolutely in stitches on occasion when he's been telling these stories along the line, and they much appreciate it. So anyway, in that sense, he's already part of the family. He knows that, but I am officially welcoming you to the family.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the beautiful Tunnels Beaches on this very special occasion, the marriage of Neil and Amy. As their family and friends, you'll be witness to the events on this important day as they take a significant step in their journey together. And I feel sure they will appreciate your love and support throughout their future lives together. So, Robert, you've escorted Amy here today. Are you willing to entrust the love and care of your daughter to Neil?
I certainly am.
Thank you very much, sir. Amy, I give you this ring
Amy, I'll give you this ring
as a symbol of my commitment to you
as a symbol of my commitment to you
and as a token of our love.
and as a token of our love.
On this, our wedding day,
On this, our wedding day,
whatever the future holds,
whatever the future holds,
I promise to love, honour and cherish you
I promise to love, honour and cherish you.
today and always.
Always. Today and always. You know that.
Said from the heart, I think.
Yeah, 100%.
And slide the ring
knows
gently
that.
onto her finger. Well done. Neil, I give you this ring
Neil, I give you this ring
as a symbol of my commitment to you
as a symbol of my commitment to you
and as a token of our love.
and as a token of our love.
On this, our wedding day,
On this, our wedding day,
whatever the future holds,
whatever the future holds,
I promise to love, honour and cherish you
I promise to love, honour and cherish you
today and always.
today and always.
And slide it on, that's it. Well done, you two. So, Neil and Amy, may these rings be a symbol of your everlasting love and commitment to each other, and by the giving and receiving of these rings, and having made the declarations of marriage and a solemn and binding contract with each other in our presence and in the presence of all your family and friends gathered here today as your witness, I'm delighted to announce you are now husband and wife. You may now kiss your bride. May I present the newly married Mr. and Mrs. Lassar.
Oh, this is going to be hard, right? Right, well. I surely can't be the only one thinking this is a very long time coming. But I'm so happy to see everyone here today, especially Amy, because that would have just been awkward after all this planning. So on to some thank yous, and a big one has to go to my mum. You will all be surprised to know I wasn't the easiest teenager to bring up. I know you're all thinking, no way, Nelly must have been a little angel. But alas, I had my moments. But come rain or shine, she was always on the other end of the phone, dropping off food parcels to me wherever I was living at the time. She'd done the job of mum and dad through no fault of her own, and I love you for that. I can't stress how welcoming Jenny and Bob have been to me from day one. The first time I met them all, I was invited round for a Chinese takeaway, mega nervous, and wanted to make a good first impression, so I didn't say much. 8 years later, and we are on our way. Bob and Jenny really took me under their wing. I'm pretty sure Bob had no idea how big a task he was undertaking with me. As a lot of you know, DIY is not in my top 5 of attributes. I'm going to go to possibly top 100, but he never give up. Even when Jenny and Bob brought me around an apple tree to honour my dad, me and Bob went out to the garden to dig the hole. After about 5 minutes of me massively struggling to dig this hole, it was in October, the ground wasn't hard, I'd been hitting the gym hard. Hard. It just wasn't happening. Bob bent down and said, Nelly, do you want some advice? I wanted to say advice, I'd rather you dig this bloody hole. But I thought better, and for obvious reasons, always I want to try and make a good impression to the father-in-law. So I just said, yeah mate, I need all the advice I can take. Still not completely sure we're talking about the hole, and maybe he's going to give me old father-daughter advice. And do you know what he said to me? He went, Nelly, you're holding the shovel around the wrong way. All I could think was, he must be thinking, who the hell is my daughter marrying? But he didn't care, not one bit. He just wanted me to learn. And that's why Bob and Jenny are the nuts. And finally, the bit I really wanted to say. Amy Lou Lazar, it has a ring to it, doesn't it? It generally does. Generally does. Right. You look stunning today. I genuinely feel on top of the world and properly excited for our future. Our first date was in the Sarah Moore classy venue, and I ended up getting her to dance. I say dance, I span around, but in a romantic way, and the bond was made. I did worry when I woke in the morning and realised my goodbye text message before I went to sleep was, no, it was lovely to meet you, and when can we do it again? All I had put was, grrr. I was so sure I'd blown it. I was so buzzy when she agreed to a second date, only for her to stack it down the sandbar stairs and graze in her knee. I could tell she was a little embarrassed, but all I was thinking was, touch, that's what I'm on now. This actually might go somewhere. But surely that's what love is. Loving all the faults, loving all the best bits, and then loving all the bits in between. That's what I feel for her, and I know she feels it for me sometimes when I'm being good. She makes me a better person. I used to fight against it and call her the fun police, but she's anything but. We have done so much together, and weirdly enough, lockdown has made me realise more than ever how special what we have is. I won't let you down, and I will love you forever. The facts. No one knows, but this is how much of a keeper this girl really is. She bought me a locket with a picture of my dad in to wear next to my heart today. It's the little touches like that you just know she's a beautiful person inside and out. We do have one last toast to make. Unbeknownst to me until last week, today the 25th is actually the anniversary of my dad's death. Me being me, thought it was 2 days earlier, but I think it's as special that we can turn a negative to a positive and raise our glasses, so from the 25th for always, we'll remember our fucking thing instead of that sad day. To my dad, because he would have bloody loved you.
To your dad.
Thank fuck for that. Oh, I am done.
May I please introduce the new Mr. and Mrs. Lazar?
But mankind won't be destroyed. The fact that you and I are working here